If you want to talk about decisions and plans that you have, you must learn these phrasal verbs. Hello, my name is Mehdi from Piece of Cake English, and in this lesson we're going to talk about phrasal verbs that you can use to talk about your decisions and plans. Imagine somebody offered you money for your headphones, but you weren't sure if you wanted to sell them or not. What would you do? Would you sleep on it? Wait, what does it mean? Sleep on something. It doesn't really mean to sleep on something. Sleep on something means to wait and think about it before you make a decision. Maybe you go home, you think about it, you wait until the next day, you go to bed, you sleep, and the next day you can make an informed decision. So, if you are not sure whether to sell your headphones or to keep them, you can sleep on it. Alright, would you sleep on it or take the money and do without it? Do without something? What does this mean? Well, to do without something means to live without something. For example, this is my phone and I would never sell this because I cannot do without it. I'm recording a video. I'll text you later. Imagine you were offered a job in a town far away from where you live. Now, what would you do? Would you go for it? Well, a new job offer in a town far away from where you live, it definitely has some pros and cons. Pros being the good sides, the positive sides, the advantages, and cons being the negative sides, downsides, or disadvantages. Now, there are pros and cons with this offer. What should you do with the pros and cons? Well, what you need to do is to weigh up the pros and cons and see which one is heavier. Now, what does it mean to weigh up? Generally, to weigh up something means to think about something, considering both the positive sides and the negative sides, and then weigh them up to see which one is stronger. A job far away from my town, I would be away from my family, but it's a new job opportunity. I like that town. On the other hand, moving to a new town for your future job opportunity means going away from your family, from your friends. And in this case, you might need a second opinion. So maybe you run it by your parents. You run it by your parents. What does it mean to run something by somebody? It means to tell them about what is happening and to ask for their opinion. To run it by your family means to ask your family for a second opinion. Hey, help me out, guys. Or maybe to run it by your friends, to run it by your best friend. Okay, how do you see yourself in 10 years? Do you ever think about your future? Well, I might become a bodybuilder. No. Maybe a rock star because I love electric guitar. Yeah. Or maybe I can be Thor, God of Thunder. Oh, but that's not possible, is it? But do you know what I like the most? Yes, and to do that, I need to think ahead and plan ahead. Think ahead, plan ahead. Two phrasal verbs, but what do they mean? It's quite obvious, right? To think ahead means to think before something happens. Or to plan ahead means to plan before something happens. It means to think and plan about what you want to do in future. So in 10 years, if I want to be a bodybuilder, these are the things I need to do. So I think ahead and plan ahead. Imagine somebody asked you to invest all your savings in a new company that you don't know very well. What would you do? If you ask me, I think you should think it over. Think it over. What does it mean? It means to think carefully before making a decision. To think about all aspects of something before you make a decision. So if you want to invest all your money in a new company, stop and think it over. You also need to think through the possible risks. Think through the risks? What does this mean? It means to think about the possible consequences. What if you lose all your money? What would you do then? But what if you get a very huge return on investment and become even richer? So you have to think through your decision. You know, a few months ago, I had $500 and I wanted to go on vacation. So I started planning ahead and I estimated the money that I needed to spend on this trip. But when I got there, the hotel charged me $20 extra as city tax. That was something I hadn't bargained for. Wait, I hadn't bargained for? What does it mean to bargain for? To bargain for something means to expect something to happen. If you say, I didn't bargain for this, it means you didn't expect this to happen. So I planned ahead, but the hotel charged me $20 extra and I hadn't bargained for it. It means I didn't expect that to happen. And one last thing. Now, before we get to this last phrasal verb, if you have enjoyed this lesson so far, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Click subscribe if you're new to this channel. And don't forget to leave me a comment telling me where you are from. Okay, a couple of years ago, I wanted to try bungee jumping with one of my friends. You know, it's very scary and bungee jumping terrifies me. But I wanted to face my fears. So I went there. But in the last minute, I chickened out. What does it mean to chicken out? This one is quite funny. To chicken out means to stop doing something in the very last minute because you are frightened. So I wanted to face my fear and I said,
come on, Mandy, you can do it. You can do it.
Oh my God.
And then I ran away in the very last minute. I chickened out. That's it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. Don't forget to practice.